So with this hack, this little chap will marry a sound system, your phone, your sat-nav and your rear view cameras to form a high-spec, low-cost infotainment system that can hold its own against many of those found in the top-end cars. Okay, so this hack is about marrying up an Android head unit. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the jargon, a head unit is the bit of your sound system that's got the knobs, the guts and all that sort of stuff, as opposed to the wires, the speakers, and possibly external amplifier, subwoofers, and all those sort of things. And these ones are basically like Android tablets that are geared up towards entertainment. And the hack here is about marrying that with your phone, your sat-nav and your rear view cameras, which will give you a very high-spec infotainment system that, as I said, will match many of those you find in high-end cars. In fact, in my opinion, better than some of them. They come in all shapes and sizes. Some of them will fit directly into the slot of your existing radio. Some of them will fit into that slot but have a slide out screen, so it's a bigger screen. But some of them are bigger, have bigger screens, and my one, which you'll see later on, has got a big bad boy 10-inch screen, so I've mounted the whole unit on the actual dashboard. I wanted plenty of screen real estate, and we're going to take a look at mine in there at the moment. Mine's quite old now. I've had it a couple of years. It's running Android 8. They're now, I think, it's Android 9 or Android 10. I paid about 70 quid for mine, but you know, I think they're a lot cheaper now. Like a lot of these electronic things, they're coming down in price. Sony make them, Pioneer make them, but I bought a generic Chinese one off of Wish, I think it was, and they're a great bit of kit. So they generally come with all the bits and bobs, all the cables, the power leads, mounting brackets, that sort of thing, and also a GPS antenna. So you actually stick that to your windscreen, so you get a very good GPS signal for your sat-nav, which is great because, of course, you're in a metal box, and that really helps to have that thing right on the windscreen where there's no metal getting in the way of the signal. There's also an RCA input cable for your camera. Now, if you're like me, you've got more than one camera, and actually I've got 3, you're going to need a way of getting those 2 or 3 signals into that single port, and for that I used an RCA splitter. You can get these RCA splitters off of eBay. The cheapest chips are about a tenner, 15 max, and basically because I've got 3 cameras, I needed 3 inputs. So what you do is you basically put your 3 cameras into the input of the RCA splitter, and from the output that goes into the input on your head unit. Right, let's have a look at my kit in the van. Alright, so there is my Android head unit mounted on my dash. Nice big 10-inch display, loads of real estate there, and you'll see it's great for the sat-nav and the cameras, that sort of thing. Okay, I couldn't fit it into where the radio provision was, but who cares? So it's an Android tablet essentially. So you've got touch screen, you can scroll down, all these menu items you can customize, no problem there. So you've got the radio. Disappointment on this particular one is there's no RDS, so let's have a look. A bit sluggish. So you've got your buttons, big buttons you can press, but you haven't got the actual names of the stations on there, which is a bit of a shame. That is the inbuilt music app. Let's see what we've got playing on there at the moment. Let's have a look. It's a little bit sluggish and coming up. We've got Dub Pistols. Okay, now I don't know if you can hear this. So you can leave it playing while you're looking at other stuff. It's still live, but we want to turn it off, so let me go back to it. There you go. Bit of dub there. Okay, so now the quality is pretty good, I think, but if you're an audiophile, there are the provisions to go out into an external amplifier and subwoofer and all that sort of stuff. So you've got, I kind of got 3 sat-nav applications there. There's Google Maps, Cyclic Truck and Copilot. Click on Cyclic Truck, one I'm liking at the moment. So you can navigate to places you want to go. There you go. Usual sort of stuff with sat-nav, but of course it's a nice big real estate there. 10 inches. Let's move on. What else we got here? Phone, it's hands-free. It's married to your phone, so nice big buttons. If the phone rings, you can just answer it, and there you go, you've answered it. Obviously you don't want to be dialing while you're driving, but big numbers there. You've got your contact book, all sorts of stuff there. Let's go back out of that. And because, oh sorry, I got into settings there by mistake. Let's go back out. And because it is an Android app, sorry, an Android device should I say, you can put on basic Android apps. So I've got my calendar on there. You can have other little basic Android things on there, but that's all I've got on there at the moment. So that's great. So let's now have a look at the marrying up with the cameras. Now, what the head unit does is when it knows that the cameras have got power to it, it switches over to look at them. Now ordinarily, of course, the conventional thing on reversing cameras is you wire it up to your reversing light. So as soon as you select reverse, power to the camera, and in which case this unit would understand and it would switch to the camera display. I like to keep my cameras running on all the time. Okay, that's what I like to do. So what I do is I've got a power button remote mounted on my dash, and I'll as we look at this, I'll give you a little inset here. You can see how it works. So I click on the power button on the remote button, and there we go. Over there's the first camera there. That's my rear view mirror. It's got about a 90 degrees angle of a view, roughly the same sort of distance objects in the screen as they would be in a rear view mirror on a car. Under the, you can't see it here, but I'll put an inset. I've got the RCA splitter where I select my cameras, go on to number 2. There you go, that's my reversing camera, a wider angle one. That's the majority of the type of cameras that are sold at the moment. I think it's about 170 degrees angle or 150 degrees angle. Things seem further away than they really are, but you've got more in view, so it's ideal when you're reversing. But I've got a third one, which is a bumper camera looking downwards. So if I'm reversing, trying to park up, I just make sure I don't knock in any kids over or anything like that. So all jolly good. Back to my driving camera, switch the power button remote on my dash, and back to the head unit. So there you go, excellent bit of kit. I mean, it really is. I've had mine a couple of years now, and it's one of the best hacks I've done, and for the money you get a really good bit of kit.